Attention shoppers, it's a special going on. $5 deal, so if you smoke it, come along. We got only one option, serving Indo on this menu, and it's limited time only.
Hey, what's going on with y'all boys, man? Y'all already know who it is. First reaction channel, Smoking Papers, man. Hope y'all been doing good. Hope y'all been smoking something, staying out the way. Pray y'all been alright. First thing first, we got how Xxxtentacion's killing was allegedly orchestrated. And I told y'all I'm trying to switch it up, and I was gonna switch it up, try and find something new to react to, something new for y'all. I used to do the police videos. I started off doing the police self-aware videos. All y'all know that. Then I switched, I made a switch to music channel. I made a switch to music reactions. Cause I only been active like for a year. Oldest. I made a switch to music reactions, y'all see? You know what I'm saying? I used to do like NBA reactions. I used to do all of that a year ago when I first started. Then about 6 months in, I switched to music reactions, And now I got oh shit, we had 16 views. That's what's up. We was just at 6 this morning when I woke up. Okay, so niggas waking up. Click that video, bitch. But
it's been 5 years.
I got something new for y'all. I told y'all the switch was coming once I found it, and it's here. Music reactions, I'm not done with them, but for the most part, them bitches is deceased, gang. Cause most artists be on that bullshit. They don't even want to, let alone let you monetize it. They don't even fucking want to share revenue. You know what I'm saying? They don't even want to do that. They just totally restrict, block everything, but let you post it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool on that shit. Nigga ain't sitting up here all day for nothing. But XXX killing was allegedly orchestrated. Let's see how, nigga. Let's see how. I'm not gonna lie. I found this dude, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. I was just on YouTube while the video was rendering. I was playing my game. I started eating and got on YouTube, was watching YouTube. And when I refreshed the page, his video showed up, but it was the one about Ray Shrimmer. And that was my favorite rap group going up. Like, I loved Ray Shrimmer. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you can ask anybody. I loved Ray Shrimmer. Migos at the time, everybody, the favorite rap group, everybody was like, Migos. How everybody was on Migos, I was on Ray Shrimmer like that. So I watched it, and I was low-key heartbroken because I wish I could have reacted to it. But it had gave me the idea. I'm like, I fuck with his content though. If he do this every video? And here we go, y'all. I was scrolling through there and I seen one and I'm like, X. I loved X. I liked him. He was hard. So let's see.
It's been 5 years since Xxxtentacion was shot and killed. And
man, it's crazy, gang. Bro crying.
It's been 5 years since Xxxtentacion was shot and killed, and fans are still eager to know exactly what happened. Now, don't get me wrong, we have plenty of information of what went down at the crime scene, thanks to different angles provided from security cameras and bystanders. We know for a fact that X first withdrew $50,000 in cash from a Bank of America before he was then
and then nobody had nothing on him or his homie ain't had no heat on him.
Into a motorsports store in his native Florida, where he was sadly shot dead moments later. His killers Michael Boatwright, Dedrick Williams, Trayvon Newsome, and Robert Allen claimed to have no major ties to X, and that they were only looking for someone to rob. However, with X's half-sister claiming that somebody on the inside knew where he was going to be, and a few other suspicious details we're going to discuss later in the video, there may be enough evidence to prove that X's murder was a hit job, rather than a robbery gone wrong. Hi, I'm Lousaista. I make weekly video documentaries of things I'm into. And today we're gonna investigate the mysterious death of Xxxtentacion.
Let's see if you know what you're talking about, or is it just gossip, my nigga, for views and content. Let's see if you actually putting some shit together.
Strange timeline
we gonna let it be known. No filters over here, my guy.
Of events that many people don't talk about.
Just a coincidence. Chapter 1 of 3.
It all starts with a black SUV that was driven by Dedrick Williams, along with 3 friends by the name of Michael Boatwright, Robert Allen, and Trayvon Newsome. Remember these names and labels, as they will all play a pivotal role in the story moving forward. At 8 p.m. on June 17, 2018, only 1 day before X was murdered, a woman by the name of Tony Robinson rented a 2017 Dodge Journey using the Turo app. She was a close friend of Dedrick Williams. They chose to only rent the car for 1 day, making it align perfectly with the day X was killed. Coincidence? Well, when
y'all heard that shit? I might be tripping.
When you consider the actions the following day, it seemed evident that they had something big planned. Breaking down the timeline of events, a Reddit user by the name of Zephaniah made an interesting point. At 1:18 p.m. June 18th, Boatwright goes to Dedrick's home and stays until 3:03 p.m. When Allen and Newsome arrive, and Dedrick Williams asks Sherrod Clayton to babysit his children before he leaves. In the meantime, X is currently with Leonard Kerr, the guy who was in the car with him at the time of the murder, and withdraws $50,000 in cash. In my opinion, the timing of him asking for his neighbor to babysit his kids makes me wonder if he was being fed information by the second and had to make that decision on the spot, given that the vehicle was rented in advance, but he didn't have a plan for his kids. Later in the video, you'll see why Zephaniah's statements make a lot of sense. Once X and his uncle Leo arrived at Riva Motorsports around 3 p.m., Dedrick and Robert Allen are seen appearing shortly after to confirm that X was in the store, before going on to purchase 2 black ski masks. This is also another strange detail, being that his face would already be caught on surveillance camera when he entered. So was the motive to disguise his identity or confirm that his target was there? Nonetheless, X weirdly didn't spend any of his cash at the store and decided to head out after about a half an hour passes. However, as they were heading out to what was said to have been the only exit, the rented black SUV we mentioned earlier blocked their way, and 2 armed men in black hoodies hopped out and approached X's very identifiable BMW i8. After a struggle ensued and Uncle Leo fleeing the scene, X was brutally murdered with 2 shots to the neck after first refusing to let go of his valuable. Now, there's a few more things I found strange about this altercation. Considering there were 4 armed men against an unarmed man, it seemed a bit
2 shots to the neck. That wasn't intentional. They was aiming for his head. Dude just didn't aim high enough. Most niggas don't know. Like when they aiming the gun and shit, most motherfuckers over grip. You get what I'm saying? So they think where they pointing is when they pull the trigger, that's where the bullet gonna go, and they end up pulling right, pulling left, or they go too far up and down. He was aiming for his head, but 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying? That's how his aim fell. He hit his neck twice. Damn,
odd,
bro.
For the killer to shoot X over a Louis bag, especially when he already had it in his possession before he killed him. Did they know how much money was inside the bag? Also, why did neither of the killers attempt to stop Uncle Leo from fleeing into Riva Motorsports and calling 911? For some fans and true crime enthusiasts, it all seems orchestrated, particularly when X was a polarizing figure both in hip-hop and in the Florida neighborhoods that he had terrorized in his youth. How and why did they know that he walked back out with $50,000? It definitely wasn't a robbery gone wrong. This last comment definitely brings up an interesting perspective, as you'll see later in the video that X and his killers may have been a lot closer than you think. But first, we need to know a little more about X's upbringing. For those who don't know, throughout his younger days, X was a troubled kid who would engage in multiple serious crimes and a whole lot of street fights. These actions would eventually send him to juvie numerous times. He even opened up about how ready he was to get down with his opponents on the famous No Jumper podcast.
Are you a fighter? You've been getting in a lot of fights?
Bro, I've been fighting since I was a kid.
Fuck.
What, he's always been throwing the hands or what?
I mean, I've been there plenty situations, like plenty fights. Like I knew him for 4 years. Yeah.
Armed robbery, armed burglary, possession of a firearm, armed burglary with dwelling, resisting without violence, grand theft of 3 charges.
Yeah, he got a lot of charges.
Possession of oxycodone.
They always try to direct file his ass.
It's also important to note that X's killers were also approximately the same age as him, so it's very possible that X had crossed paths with them in his youth. To emphasize how close their orbits were, X went to high school at Piper while Michael Boatwright attended Coral Springs just 15 minutes away. Though Boatwright was 3 years X's senior, it is highly probable that their paths might have frequently crossed, possibly within similar social groups. Intriguingly, they both spent time in juvenile detention centers located in Pompano Beach and Fort Lauderdale. Given that this area's population is around 300,000 people, one might wonder, how could their paths not have intertwined at some point? Still, despite all these potential connections, X's killers largely played dumb when asked if they had any inclination about who he was. But it doesn't fully add up. Throughout his testimony as a state witness in order to get a lighter sentence, Robert Allen maintained that X was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that it could have been anyone who was held up by them that day.
Whose idea was it to rent the vehicle? Why?
Niggas telling. Y'all better do that shit alone or leave it alone. Niggas is telling.
His half-sister Ariana feels different. Speaking to The Sun, she suggested that someone had definitely set him up.
There's somebody in the inside that knew where he was going to be at the exact time and when he was leaving that exact time for them to know when to come and to do what they did.
From the very moment that the news broke, it was said that X's family and close confidants were skeptical about this being a random attack due to X reportedly being aware that he had enemies in his native Florida. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I don't believe it was a robbery, said ZX Flow, a close friend and producer for X. I know there were people who were very jealous and envious of him. He came from an area where not a lot of people make it out. As a consequence of the danger, X was warned to beef up his security weeks before the murder, but hoping to retain a shred of a normal life, he refused. In doing so, he left himself open to attacks that would have been impossible with a full security detail accompanying him. Although comments such as ZX Flows suggest that someone might have wanted X dead, what would they have to gain from it? Would it just be simple retribution, or were there financial incentives that went beyond the $50K that his killers made off with? Let's take a deeper look.
Yeah, nigga, y'all act like y'all don't. Well, I ain't acting. He sound woke. He's not woke. He's obviously not black. He's not from that. So I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying he obviously not from that. But yes, nigga, you act like because you ain't in the streets, but you a successful rapper, and I gangbang, and I sat here and I owe this nigga a brick and owe him 10 G's over here. You think I won't come rob your ass because you not in the streets, nigga? You out here with 50K finna go buy a bike when I got niggas that want me dead for 10K. And I owe him his work back. Like, yeah, brody, your shit finna get took. Because I'm in a scarcity situation. I owe him this and owe him this. And I don't have no means on no ways or nothing to give neither side back. But you do. You got 50K to blow on a fucking bike. Like, that's how they looking at it. It's perfect, bro. Just let me rob you. Like, it makes sense to them. Yes, nigga, I wouldn't be surprised to find out. You talking about street niggas. He was sitting here fighting through detention centers. Now y'all like, oh, isn't it possible? 300,000, they cross paths. Yes, nigga. He probably done fought a few bangers. He probably done fought a few niggas.
Now that we
ain't no telling what shit X got into in jail or in juvie that motherfuckers couldn't wait to get up with him about when they got out. Probably shit he did when he was 11. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't know, bro.
Explain the oddly strange details of the case, it's time to take a look at why anyone would want Xxxtentacion dead. Aside from the possibility that someone who X had wronged in the past might have had a vendetta against him, there is one argument which points to the one thing that makes the whole world go round: money. As I delved into with the video Why Rappers Are Worth More Dead Than Alive documentary that you can click at the end of this video, X's death caused his market value to explode massively. One person who might have financially benefited from X's death would be the label Empire.
Yeah.
Having signed X to a multi-million-dollar
His label. And I was just finna say that, like, nigga, sometimes these labels, the rappers are seeing, these other labels are seeing hits. These labels are seeing hits, bro. Sometimes if another artist doing too good and it's obvious he is not signed, like he won't sign or he'll never leave this label. He's one of them niggas like, hey, I feel they gave me my first shot. I'm with them every step of the way. Bro, nigga, for example, if he was signed to Empire, nigga, somebody from Interscope or Atlantic could have sent that hit because he real competition. Is Drake signed to Empire? No. Was Migos signed to Empire? No. He was signed to QC. Drake had his own label, but they all were good, top performing artists from different labels. Y'all act like what? Like, come on, it's nigga. That's why I say music is game banging. The labels do the same shit. Think about the gangsters. These niggas sit at the table and all of that. These niggas had to get permission to send a hit. They had to, like, bro, this shit go the same way. These rappers get knocked off the same way because the label might benefit more. You crazy if you don't think that these labels, the head of these labels, sit at these meetings and put that shit in their ear. Like, hey, man, we just want to say we couldn't sign him, but he'll make a hell of a lot more money for you dead than alive. And we'll do it for you if you give us a cut. Man, what? Yeah, we signed him for $10 million and X is going stupid. But when he get bodied, we finna make $500 million and they only want 100 of it for actually doing a hit. Hey, between me and you, this is X's last label. This is last album. Like, my nigga, last label, last album. Y'all crazy if y'all think that shit don't go on, bro.
deal just prior to his death.
This nigga he's the highest streaming artist on Spotify. You don't think the label getting a piece of that, bro? Majority, if not a piece.
It's likely that the company would.
Same thing with King Von and Mo3. All three of them niggas dead, all on Empire. Nigga, Empire shot through the roof. They shot through the roof.
A life insurance policy out on someone as volatile as X. This is nothing new. In fact, it's frighteningly familiar. And now that so many Empire-backed artists have died,
Like I was just saying, because that labels do that. When you a real good artist and they scared, like, or you really a game banger, or you ain't even a game banger, you just an artist and you known for trouble, or you got a troubled past, that's a chance any way, shape, or form violence can happen or come your way. The label will take a life insurance policy out on you. That way, if anything happen, even though you own all your royalties and you own all your music, the life insurance policy, they still get something because they was once investing in you and how all that shit go. You get what I'm saying? And you simply being signed to them. The labels do that shit, bro. Nigga, even Nipsey did it to himself. He said it about himself. I think he took, I don't know if the label, I think he did it on his own, but he even said it, nigga. Go listen to rap niggas. $1 million life insurance on my flesh, nigga. Like, they not playing about that shit because the chances of you getting hit up or dying is high when you an artist and you actually wear jewelry, regardless if you signed to somebody or if you Nips and you signed to yourself. The labels will want to come kill you because now you not signed to nobody and making all this money and you can buzz along. Like Dolph, he was offered $200 million for PRE and denied it. I would have did the same shit. If you offer me $200 million, how much is my shit really worth? If you'll give me $200 million for what I owe, I'm fine, bro. You know something that I don't know or I can't see yet. And they killed his ass for it. They not playing them games, nigga.
including
If I can't control you, then you gonna let me get a piece. If I can't get a piece and I can't control you because you not signed to me, then you gonna fucking die. You finna die. Like, they go, what? You better beef up your security?
Dolph, King Von, and PNB Rock. There's a theory that
I just said all of that, bro. Mo3 too. He was signed to Empire. I just said all of that shit.
Is sacrificing their artists for insurance money. But like I said, it's just a conspiracy theory. Then there's X's mom, Cleo Bernard. Since becoming the head of X's estate, her net worth has boomed to $10 million. After he passed, she came under fire from his entire fan base for everything from using X's last song to promote an artist she was managing, to allowing the BMW i8 that he had died in to become a museum exhibit. Nowadays, she lives in the lap of luxury, regularly posting pictures of herself in exotic locations, and limiting the comments on every post to stem the flow of negativity. Obviously, this is just a theory too, but it's one that Cleo was understandably not fond of. In 2018, she even sued Ariana for claiming that she was involved in the murder of her own son. Then you have the possible explanation that actually made it to the courtroom. Now, this part is really crazy, so you guys gotta stay with me here. It's that Drake was the mastermind of the whole operation. I seriously hate the fact I have to bring this up, but there's a bunch of evidence to back this up. Years ago, X took issue with Drake stealing his flow from—
Yeah, he spoke about it. I remember that in high school. He spoke about it my senior year. His first interview when X got out of jail, because he was in jail when Look At Me was blowing up. That was my senior year. I'm 24 now. I'll be 25 in 2 weeks. But yeah, he was in jail while Look At Me was blowing up. Drake did take his flow and started rapping. He did, I can't remember the name of the song, but he did a song and he was rapping just like that. Like doing that shit verbatim. And when X got out, the first interview he did, which was them, he spoke on it and pointed it out, which prompted, and that's how that Migos fight ended up happening, because Migos, I think it was Quavo or either Offset, made a video and said, watch your mouth, you know, all the shit like that, or watch how you talk about Drake, basically backing him up because Drake put Migos on when he hopped on that Versace remix. That Versace, when Drake hopped on that, so they backed him up and they end up catching X in Atlanta, and they had some that's how the fight, where you can type in XXX Migos fight. It's a whole ass fight outside the hotel. They end up catching him in Atlanta and they jumped X, him and his friend. So that's why you know what I'm saying? That's what he talking about and where it can make sense.
from Look At Me for the track KMT. And at one
That's what
point,
it's called,
a
yeah.
tweet from his account read, "If anyone tries to kill me, it was at Champagne Poppy," which is, as you guys may know, Drake. Later, X would claim he was hacked. But Dedrick Williams' attorney thought this was so crucial that he even attempted to get Drizzy Drake to appear in court, and claimed that because the county wanted this high-profile case wrapped up fast, they didn't fully explore this possibility.
Guys, before he does, if anybody kills me, it's straight. Do you think in that time span that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him? No. Do you think sitting here today, years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anybody like that? No, they never did that. So you ask yourself, how could that be?
Despite their best efforts, the attempt to get Drake to appear in the courtroom was thrown out. And honestly, I'm not surprised. Because not only would Drake never risk his career and freedom by calling in a hit on one of the most famous rappers in the world, but X's event.
One of the famous rappers in the world. He ain't Drake though. X was not Drake. X was competition. You crazy thinking that's not that nice smile and that face he put on ain't capable of violence, or he's not capable of moving his money how most people do with money when they're capable of doing shit, nigga. When most people that's rich and they mad and they got a problem, 9 times out of 10 they ain't the one handling it, nigga, because they got the money to make a motherfucker handle it for them.
Eventual killers are the last people you would hire to do the job.
No, they're the perfect people because they stupid enough to take it. They'll sacrifice it all because, like I said, he owed him 10K. He owed him a brick. Baby mom's tripping. Mom put me out the house. My baby need draws. Yeah, and he caught X ass finna spend 50K on the motorcycle. Or, you get what I'm saying? Like, no, nigga, I no. It ain't no or. It's just, no, bro. Just use your mind for a little bit.
It's hard to underestimate the stupidity of the 4 men who claimed X's life. Let's start with Dedrick Williams.
Now tell me they don't look desperate enough to take a hit or take a job. Drake called it, hey, look, man, you do this, you can come up on 50K. Yeah, you came up on 50K. And then Drake probably gave him what they gave him. Not saying that's true, but just saying, like, my nigga, tell me, you telling me that Drake he's not capable of finding motherfuckers stupid enough to take care of something for him with the money he got? Yes. You telling me these 4, not talking down on them or anything, but these 4 look like educated men that care about their future or where they trying to go in life?
X's eventual killers are the last people you would hire to do the job.
Obviously not if they doing this shit.
It's hard to underestimate the stupidity.
Now you telling me they look wise enough to turn down an offer or turn down a murder for hire? They look wise enough to say no.
Of the 4 men who claimed X's life. Let's start with Dedrick Williams, arguably the dumbest of the bunch. He walked into the store with tons of camera angles pointing directly at his face.
No mask.
2 ski masks during the summer. In addition, he was wearing orange sandals before, during, and after the killing. Rather than laying low, he also immediately went on a shopping spree. He would then show off the money he stole on Instagram.
Like I said, dumb enough to take it all, such as the money, the risk, and the fall. These 4 dumbass niggas split 10K each, maybe 12 because there's 4 of them. They split 12K each. You think they not taking it, nigga? And they hood niggas, they ain't never touched more than fucking probably $4,000 at once, $3,500 at once, and they got their hands on 50K. You stupid thinking these niggas that don't know much or don't know many ways to get it is gonna turn that down. Or turn down a paid murder for hire or a paid hit. They not turning that down, bro.
Instagram alongside Boatwright and Newsome, all being caught red-handed posting with the ill-gotten cash. But wait till you hear what Michael Boatwright, the one who pulled the trigger, did in court. Alongside smiling throughout the trial, he infamously blew a kiss at X's family after being handed a life sentence. This behavior was also seen in a video of him posted after X's death.
What y'all doing, bro? I don't got nothing. What y'all doing, bro? What y'all doing, bro? I don't got nothing, bro. Please, please don't do it. Please don't shoot me. I got kids. I got people to live for. Please don't. Fuck that nigga, man. I should have heard this nigga last words, bro.
When it came time to let him know his fate, the judge didn't hesitate to remind him of the dark future ahead of him, after he had been accused of not taking the trial seriously whatsoever.
You'll spend every hour, and every day, and every week, and every year of your life in that cell. And one day, they'll come and open up that cell in the morning and you'll have passed on. And only on that day will you have served your sentence.
So
Damn.
yeah, it's no surprise that X's killers would all.
And he don't give a fuck. Like I said, niggas that's dumb enough to throw it out. This man is up there nodding his head like, yes, I threw my life away, and I'm fine with that. Xxxtentacion is deceased. For whatever reason, if they fought as a kid and he held a personal vendetta for 12, 25 years. However, or he just seen an opportunity, or he actually took the hit, or he was just dumb enough and he was down and he did it. Who gives a fuck? He still did it. And he, as I'm telling y'all, yes, y'all see, is people dumb enough to do the shit. To take it all, nigga. The money, the risk, and the fall. It's people that's dumb enough to do it, bro. Y'all make sure y'all stay out the way, smoke something, stay safe, keep it on you. It's rough outside. I love y'all.